Jesus more.
My dear brothers and sisters, this is a gospel that again we are very familiar with. The apostles rolling on the sea, and then Jesus comes walking. Even though the versions are different, like in Matthew's gospel, we hear a detailed one of Jesus even calling Matthew to walk on the sea with him. But in this gospel, we do not find that, and in John's gospel as well, we do not hear about Peter walking on the sea. But there is something really special about this gospel, and it reminds me of the story of the people of Israel leaving Sinai. And this is after they had made the golden calf, and God was angry with them and punished those who had done all that. And he said to Moses and the people of Israel, "You can go to the promised land. I'm going to show you the path, but I'm not going to come with you. You can go, but I'm not going to come with you." That's in Exodus chapter 33, verse 3. And in verse 15, Moses interceded and he said, "Lord, we know we have sinned, but do not let us leave from this place if you are not going to come with us." Because Moses knew that without God, without Yahweh, they are nothing. They are going to be completely lost. This is something that we find in the gospel of today. That Jesus tells the people, "No, you go." He tells the apostles, "You go." At that moment, if they had understood who he was, they would say, "No, Lord, we cannot go without you. We are not going to leave this place without you." Just like the people of Israel, God was with them at all times. They never left God. Presented through the Ark of the Covenant. They took the Ark of the Covenant in every battle that they fought. Remember the Battle of Jericho, the Battle of Jericho. They had the Ark of the Covenant with them. Even before they crossed the Jordan into the Promised Land, they made sure the Ark of the Covenant went ahead of them. So it was always God with them. It was always God going ahead of them before they ever fought any battle, before they went even into battle, before they even went into the Promised Land. They always had God going ahead of them. And there are situations where God was not with them, and they felt it, like the Battle of Ai in in the book of Joshua, chapter 7, I think. I always think when I read this, the Battle of Ai, because it's written Ai. It's called Ai, but it's really Ai. If you think about it, the battle about the people of God and the people of Ai, that they took it for granted. And I think this is one thing we are taking for granted, Ai. But it's very dangerous now for our generation. And they took it for granted, but God, and because of that, the people of Ai defeated the people of Israel because of some faults that they had committed. And it is only when God interceded and they were able to be restored, and God was with them, they were able to defeat the people of Ai. You want to think about the people of Ai, but the people of Ai. But my point is that God has always been with them through the Ark of the Covenant. And that reminds me of the feast of Our Lady on the 1st of January. You know, Our Lady is called the Ark of the Covenant, the new Ark of the Covenant. So even before we make our New Year resolutions, do we even ask God to go ahead of us? That's why we have the Ark of the Covenant on the first day of January. The first day of the year, we celebrate the feast of Mary, the Mother of God. That the Ark of the Covenant is going ahead of us because she is the Ark of the Covenant. She is the new Ark of the Covenant. That she's going ahead of us to fight the battles that lie ahead. If we do not take her with us, we are in trouble. If we do not have God with us, we are going to be in trouble. The apostles left, even when Jesus had said, "You go," they did not want him. Maybe they just ignored, because the gospel says at the end that their minds were blinded. They had not really understood. They thought they could do it by themselves. And the gospel says they were so exhausted because they were rowing against the wind. But one thing they lacked is that Jesus was not with them. And when Jesus appeared on the sea, walking on the sea, the moment he stepped into this boat, everything died down. And therefore, in whatever thing we do this year, even in our New Year resolutions, let's not feel we can't do it. Because that's really the temptation. And we keep failing because we take a New Year resolution by the third week of January. We are back to square one again. Because we want to do it. This is what I want to do this year. This is what I want to achieve. But do you ask God, do you say, God, I want you to journey with me even as I walk with my New Year resolution and all these things. So we must journey into this new year, but let God go ahead of us. Let's not leave God behind and feel that we can do it by ourselves like the apostles. We must let God step into our boat. And once He steps into our boat, He takes control of it, and then everything goes on peacefully. We are not going to be rowing by ourselves. Even when we row, we believe that God is with us and that He is leading us and giving us the strength to be able to paddle even the boats that we are on. It is not by our power, it is not by our might, it is by His own Spirit. And we must therefore ask Him, we must allow Him to step into it. One little detail that we find in the gospel is that Jesus meant to pass by. Okay? He did not mean to get into the boat, He meant to pass by. So meaning, we have to invite Him in. Otherwise, He's going to pass by. He's not going to force Himself into us if we want to do it by ourselves. We must completely surrender to Him. We must completely and continue to submit to Him all our plans, all our undertakings, all the things that we do. We must totally surrender to Him. And once He steps into our boat, into the situations of our lives, into the troubles and the challenges that we find ourselves in, there will be total peace. Let us therefore ask Him during this Eucharistic celebration that we may totally submit to Him, that we may surrender to Him all our plans this entire year, that we may allow Him to go ahead of us. We may allow our Mother Mary to continue to intercede for us and go ahead of us with her intercessions, that whatever thing we seek, whatever our plans are, that they would come to fulfillment.
Kiss us, Mother, kiss your children. Bring God's blessings from above. With your mantle blue enfold us in your gentle holy love. See the darkness dissipating, hear the trumpet echoing, Satan's rage